to the movers and shakers of the Printerverse. These are the companies of the Alliance, and you're in the Alliance because you have something to offer for the future of print. And that's pretty important because there's a lot of companies out there that, before you buy a piece of equipment from, you might want to make sure they're going to be here in 2 years. And I'm not being, about that. Flippant? Is that the word? Flippant?
Flippant, but whatever you want to go with.
I'm not being flippant about that, but there are some people out there who are having serious problems with the fact that they can't get customer service anymore, or their press was bought by another company, and everything has changed, and it disrupts your world. So it's always good to know that there are companies like Canon out there who don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. And not only that, but they are developing really groundbreaking technology for the future of print. I, as mostly, hopefully, all of you out there in social media land know, I hang with the Canon people. They're my friends. I love them. I respect them. I think that their Think Inkjet conference is one of the best user conferences out there. I'm fortunate enough to speak at it, but that's not why I'm saying come see my session at Think. It's going to be awesome. Last year, was it last year that you took me to those? This year. This year I saw 2 launches from Canon. I saw the ProStream and I saw the Osei Colorado UV gel. And oh my God, I was blown away 2 times because I don't say things like this because I have no need to, but this is something as like a print customer I look at and I can't find anything wrong with, and that is a big thing for me to say. I mean, I'm not talking about adjusting color here and there. I'm talking about looking at wide format up close, this far from your face, and you don't see any dots. That is a miracle to me. So I'm really happy and honored that you guys are, again, in the Alliance. And of course, I want to introduce Eric Hawkinson. He'll tell you a little bit about what he does at Canon, about the 2 products I just mentioned, and everything else you're doing over at the booth.
So take a breath a second. Yeah. So she admitted, or she said, we do have a very strong relationship with Deborah. You guys have done a great job. In fact, as I look around here, it's people that I've seen about on Twitter, on social media several times, and I've never met them. So I see Sandy Hubbard over there. I've never met her, but I've seen her on Twitter. She's very active, and it's one of those things where it's actually great to see people in person. So delighted to be here.
Thanks.
Again, my name is Eric Hawkinson. I'm a Senior Director for Marketing for Canon Solutions America, PPS Division. I'll speak on behalf of Canon as a whole. We are looking very much forward toward Print 17, as well as Drupa. We just had Sabina up here. We're looking forward toward Drupa. But there's a couple key products that we're highlighting in the booth today. First and foremost is the Osei ProStream 1000. As Deborah just mentioned, there's a brand new roll-fed product which is built on the legacy of the Osei ColorStream, which for what it's worth is the most populous inkjet device in the world. There's over 1,200 placed throughout the world. The Osei ProStream is designed for graphic arts. So for commercial print, for publishing, for direct mail, in all areas where we're seeing compound annual growth rates really go anywhere from 4% to 13%. We're proud to say that we have the first roll samples here on the show floor, so you can see them. You can actually take some samples back with you. Additionally, we've got, as Deborah mentioned, the Osei Colorado 1640 UV gel technology. This is something that many of you might have seen at the International Signage Association in April. It's really taken the large format area by storm. Right now it's a roll-fed machine that produces amazingly brilliant quality prints applicable to a lot of different applications and segments. Both are actually at the booth, and we'd love for you guys to come by and take a look at it. We really think it's going to change the industry.
And are you, Sandy, can you do that slide and then worry about the table tents? Okay, after, thanks. What is Canon introducing any new technology at the show, or besides the 2 products that we, first of all, where is the ProStream? When is it coming out? What is going on with that thing?
Good question. So the ProStream, it's funny, you come to print or you come to a lot of trade shows and you hear from a lot of vendors about what is coming out in the future. I'm proud to say that the things that you're going to see on the Canon show floor are available today. It's not a glimpse into the future, it's things that are available today. So the Osei ProStream is actually on a boat avoiding hopefully a hurricane, the remnants of Hurricane Irma, and will land in Chicago or land in the U.S. sometime in about the next 2 weeks. Those are going to be delivered to some beta customers, and they will be commercially available really Q4 of this year. So this is something that we are very excited about. And again, a little bit more about the OSE ProStream. It is a roll-to-roll inkjet machine capable of printing 1200 DPI, which is able to go on a variety of offset coated stocks. So as you're thinking about looking into equipment, you want to make sure, what am I going to have? Is it going to go ahead and fare well over the advances of technology? And this is something that's built not for 2017, it's really built for 2020. So this is why that product's important. Some of the other things that we're announcing, we talked about the Colorado, but there's also the brand new VP6000 Titan. The VP6000 Titan, and this is going to seem interesting.
I don't know about this.
It's new. It's a monochrome toner device that's aimed at the book market. It's able to print on paper as light as, I believe, 48 pounds, right? So the VP6000, the OSE VP6000, has a long and very storied history in monochrome printing. This VP6000 Titan gets a speed upgrade, able to print on more very extraordinarily lightweight medias, and that's also on the show floor today, as well as a whole array of other information. And one last I want to give you.
Please.
So many of you who have been to Drupa last year, you saw the Canon Voyager. And the Canon Voyager is a sheet-fed inkjet device. It's actually a B2 plus sheet-fed inkjet device, meaning you can do 6-up impositioning with letters, which is something that no current B2 press can offer. It's capable of printing 2400 DPI on any paper that's inkjet treated, that's offset coated. You can even print on Japanese rice paper, which is extraordinarily thin, and it's amazing to think that it can actually absorb the ink. So we have a mock-up in the show floor, which is pretty amazing. We would encourage you guys to take a look at it. Again, for a 3,000 sheet per minute B2 plus sheet size inkjet press, and the quality that it can produce is something that you guys are going to want to take a look at.
I've been stalking that Voyager since Drupa. Every time I see Francis or Mal or Sal, I'm like, where is it? I want it right now.
It might put actually a restraining order on you, yes, the press might.
Okay, thank you. So, Eric, I want you to look into the camera and tell everybody at home and everyone who's going to watch these videos for years to come why they should print Canon, why they should visit your website, why they should look at your technology, why they should sign up for your newsletter, why they should go to your webinars, why they should be in Team Canon.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do have a call to action, which is #PrintCanon. And that's really, Canon has a long storied history of imaging capabilities. And that #PrintCanon is a means to draw people in to take a look at what we actually have to offer. When you're looking to invest in equipment, there's a couple things that you want to look at. You mentioned one earlier. Where's the company going to be in 3 to 5 years? I'm proud to say that Canon invests annually close to 9% of its net sales back into R&D. And some of those dollars come in the form of new presses, things I just mentioned. Some of the dollars come in the form of acquisitions, like they did of OSE almost at this point 7 or 8 years ago. So this is an opportunity. Canon continues to put itself in the mainstream of print. And with the advances that you're seeing, like I said, the OSE ProStream, the Canon Voyager, these are things that you're going to want to participate in. A couple last things. You're also going to want to find an organization that meets your company's needs. And in that case, it comes in many forms of the way of service, service level understandings, service level agreements. That's something that we have a world-class service organization. And then lastly, it's how that we participate in driving your business forward. Now, again, it sounds very self-serving, but you've been great in helping us push out the Project Peacock.
Thank you.
Project Peacock is a way that we're actually able to do pull marketing techniques to get pages printed on devices. So this is something that we sponsor Print Media Center with, to get people to understand the value of print and get it back in the hands of the advertising agency, which is critical for us. Now we also have something, Think, you also mentioned. Think is an independent inkjet user group. It's actually managed by an independent board of directors. This year we'll expect to have over 500 people and over 40 sponsors. There is nothing like it on the inkjet side of the business. You want companies who are going to be able to provide you education, provide you opportunities through things like Project Peacock, through things like Think. Canon is that company, and we are going to be around for a long, long time, and we look forward to partnering with you guys.
It's true, and actually Kraft Heinz just came here to visit us because we brought Project Peacock to Kraft Heinz and had a great conversation, and now they're kind of friends with Canon. So It's the outreach does work, and more than that, you sponsored one of my craziest ideas ever. So I really, I mean, like a no-brainer. You're like, no, we're in.
Yeah.
So you guys, Tanya, and Sherry, and Eric, and Francis, and oh, by the way, all the Canon people in Boca. I mean, I live in Florida too. Hope everything's okay with everybody's family. You know, my mom and I had a little bit of a rough night. We're in St. Pete and Tampa, so the damn thing went right over our heads too. But we kind of found out we're okay, so I hope you guys, everything's okay down in the office. And thank you so much, you guys, for supporting the Printerverse in all shapes and forms.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much,
Oh,
Eric.
yeah, thank you.
You're great. You're awesome.
Thank you. Moving on.
Eric, can you just give Sandy a business card?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Next, we're going to hear from John Palalolozaza.
I've been called a lot worse.
John
Palazzolo.
Palazzolo. I was close. I just call you Johnny P. It's kind of fitting that you follow Canon in a lot of ways because their inkjet technology brings up one of the bigger questions that the people, the printers and the end users have, which is, how do you dry inkjet? Isn't it a different process? What happens if it doesn't dry? As a matter of fact, Eric mentioned Project Peacock, and during Project Peacock, every time we showed the agencies and the brands inkjet samples, the first thing they did was take it and try to rub the ink off. And they didn't understand why they couldn't rub the ink off. Now, I'm not saying that that has to do with you, but your technology does contribute to that amazement factor. So why don't you introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about what Adfos does and why they should kind of come see your booth and what's going on over there.
Well, thanks, Deborah, and it's great to be here with you again today. So my name's John Palazzolo. I'm Director of Marketing and Sales for Adfos North America. What we do is, what's the old saying? You know, there's nothing more exciting than watching paint dry. Well, we're about drying the ink. And actually, drying ink is exciting when you're involved in an industry like digital printing, specifically with inkjet. You know, Deborah, I was just talking with one of my colleagues, and they were talking about a very, very large inkjet machine that literally is putting down about 800 liters of water per minute on paper. So I can't go into specifics, but we're talking a whole lot of water going down on paper.
Jamie's a printer. Look at his face. He's freaking out.
With an inkjet machine. And, it's really great, but you also have to take that 800 liters of water then back off of the sheet so that you have a nice, beautiful printed image. And that's what Adfos does. We allow our customers, so we don't make inkjet, we just make inkjet better. We have a lot of OEMs and partners such as Kodak and Hewlett-Packard and Memjet and many of the players who are out there today who are wanting to make their presses better. The customers are wanting to make their presses better. So with the Adfos technology, they're actually able to run their presses faster. They're able to remove the water, get it, like you said, Deborah, to dry and not rub off. And because our technology is different, using near-infrared technology, we can remove the water from the ink without removing the water from the paper. So that makes your finishing processes move much, much faster and much better. So as a matter of fact, there was a company that came to us. Let's just say there's a company on the floor that has just today or yesterday introduced an enhanced, they're calling it enhanced media or enhanced drying package. So it is one of the printers that is here, and that is the Adfos technology that they've actually integrated into their press so that they can meet their customers' requirements to run faster and better on more substrates.
So are you like a secret thing that they put on their press, or do they, and in other words, how do I seek out a press that I know that has your technology on it so my paper won't curl, for example?
It's actually quite simple. Look for the very, very bright white light. Go towards the light. Adfos technology is a very bright white light. It's near infrared, meaning it's very close to the visible light spectrum. So if you see kind of this orangish, dull orangish like in your oven, that's not us. You see a nice bright white light, that's us.
But is that because the you're not like Intel inside? They're not telling people that your technology is in there? Like, well, how does it work?
You know, some do and some don't. So, for example, our relationship with Hewlett-Packard, we are a partner with Hewlett-Packard, so their customers who have 200 series presses can come to us, and we can actually retrofit their press. It is not a secret. It's way out there. But then we have some that, they don't necessarily, because they are the provider of the inkjet press, they don't widely publicize that it's Adfos technology inside. But again, you see that bright white light, that's us.
Amazing. So how can people get in touch with you, John?
So we're at booth 2348. You can also hashtag @Adfos. You can go to our website, adfos.com. Instagram, Facebook, all those wonderful things. So we're very accessible.
And John, this is your third time in the Alliance, I believe.
Yes.
Repeat. So thank you so much for your support.
Oh, it's great to be here.
You're awesome.
Great to be here.
And we'll see you on lots of panels, hopefully.
Great. One last thing I want to
please.
mention is to definitely go check out the MCS booth. They have a system called the TK17, which is a monochrome inkjet press that, again, can operate at roughly 25% of the cost and can print on very high gloss sheets. Again, always a problem with typical inkjet. So go check out them at 2348 or the MCS booth, I forget their number. And then right across DDS, they're using the Memjet technology, again, on high gloss with our dryers.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. Love you.
Love you more.
Thanks, sweetie. Love you. Trina? Thank you. So, if there actually ever is a zombie apocalypse, just so everybody knows, you can find me at GPA. These people can do anything, can do everything, make everything happen. You have been in my alliance since day one. You are the official substrate of the Printerverse. You are responsible for the table tents, the brochures, the footprintians, which we haven't footprintianed. We need to footprintian today. We have footprintians. We're not telling anyone what those are. The headbandians up in the front, the cutout alien ears. Through the years, you've even done more than that. We try to scale it back, but honestly, the Printerverse would not be the experience that it is without Team GPA. And Trina, you were my conduit from day one, so my undying gratitude to you and your company. Thank you so much for your truly your support. You are Team Printerverse all the way.
Well,
so.
Deborah, it's absolutely an honor to be here, and you know that, and we wouldn't have it any other way. So,
So
Thank
Trina,
you.
You're part of the Federgoni Group.
That's correct.
Federgoni Group. What does that mean for people out there?
What that means is we have access to amazing substrates, and I mean mostly paper products that are produced by Federgoni. Fine papers, textured papers, you name it. So although we may not have, immediate access to it, when those unique opportunities come available, or designers and ad agencies have a need for a very high quality product, we have access to that.
So what does GPA Specialty Substrate Solutions, you're a merchant, you're a distributor, how do you describe yourselves?
We're a distributor with benefits.
It's true.
We actually take substrates, different kinds of products, label papers, regular papers, or synthetic products, and we enhance them for the platform that they are going to be printed on. For example, specific treatments or coatings for HP Indigo, ink adhesion, dry toner. We work with Xerox and Canon, and all of those dry toner manufacturers and OEMs. We also work with some of the wide format companies as well, because we offer a variety of products for the wide format. And interestingly enough, today I was part of the info briefing this morning with
cool.
Info Trends, and the trend is for signage, floor graphics, and display material, as well as packaging. And we have a full array of products that cross over multiple platforms for all of those areas, and expanding every single day with the substrates and products and the innovation in products for the wide format platform. It's amazing.
Do you sell directly to printers, or do they have to go? Do you sell directly to
sell
printers?
direct, yep.
And do you sell directly to end users as well through a website, or do they have to go through their printers?
We're working on developing an e-commerce site that we will be able to sell to anyone. So we're very excited about that. We've had one, but it needs an overhaul.
So GPA is also the company I call whenever I have a random weird paper question. Regardless of whether they have it in stock or not, they literally have paper experts on staff,
do.
and paper scientists answer me, and that's how I get answers for everybody. When they ask those crazy, there's been some crazy questions.
Yeah,
that
we're
come
we're
through.
about solutions.
Yeah.
You know, and we have
can admit-
people on staff, product directors that know it inside out and backwards. We have technical support for when you're on press with a substrate, or to optimize
Really?
your press for
Wait,
the
that's
substrate.
really cool.
Yes.
Did you know that? Oh, you did know that? Oh, I like you. Oh, but did you know that that was people did that? Really? I've never.
Right. We have a technical corner that's part of a social network that we have, ouruniverse.org, which is also a place that PSPs can go and get technical information specific to their press platform.
I'm just cracking up because now I know what happens when something's wrong with the paper and the press people disappear, and then they come back and they say they have an answer. They've called a paper person. I never knew that. That's really cool. Let's talk about trends for a second.
Okay.
I'm just going to talk about my own mailbox. I'm getting more and more plastic cards, like I don't just mean like in an envelope, like a fake credit card. I mean like 6x9 plastic cards. Are you seeing some trend in that? And I mean, I don't want to bring up the bad word, but I mean, if there is more of a trend in that, that's really not good, because those millennials do not like that plastic stuff.
Well, the interesting thing is that there is definitely a trend for differentiating, right? And I would guess that maybe that plastic card, depending on the company, is targeting a certain demographic or a certain type of consumer. And so the plastic card might be something that's a little bit more responsive to them than maybe a millennial. Obviously, with the millennials,
Are you saying I get old people's mail?
No, no, I
'Cause that's
never
what I'm
say
hearing.
that. But with the millennials, we're definitely seeing the organic, natural products. That's why in our booth 3840, I'd love to have people come by and see some of the new things. We have wood veneer products that we have for the HP Indigo, the offset, and the wide format press. But that differentiating, you know, and really trying to target who the audience is. And, mail, as much as we love the USPS, we hate them at the same time. And
So does Dr. Joe, by the way.
and the automation, although in some cases it's getting better, it isn't always great, and so we want to make sure that what's going through the mail is not going to get damaged. That consumer is going to get that and have a good experience with the mail that they're receiving.
So, Trina, look into the camera and tell everybody why they should be on. I'm already on Team GPA, so no one can have my spot, but tell everybody why they need to be on Team GPA.
We're all about innovation. So when I was just talking to Deborah about differentiating, that's where we have to go. Again, I sat in on the info briefing this morning, and they were talking about floor graphics, signage, packaging. Those are the growth trends. And all of the platforms of printing presses that are out there have the capability of doing a little of all of that. So no matter what your platform is or what your end application is, if you're a designer or an agency and you're looking for that application, we have the innovative products to print. And our whole goal is adding that differentiation into that marketing or that piece that you're using and advancing that through the channel and in creating the right customer experience. So if you're looking for the wow factor, we have it. So we have metallized styrene is a new product that we've brought on specifically for the wide format platform. Again, this is a lower cost, lightweight. It can be used in direct mail. It can be used in hanging signage, you name it. The wood veneer products, which I mentioned. We have a new banner material that is HP certified, latex certified. So we're very excited about that as well. And then a plethora of new products for the dry toner presses. So it doesn't matter what your application is or what you're trying to do. We have a product, and if we don't have a product, we'll find the product
and
for you.
And they will. They're not even kidding about that. Trina, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
6 years for us, hopefully 6 more in Drupa now. So we have lots to look forward to. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Kevin? I'm going to bring up Kevin from Chili Publish, but out of respect, I'm not even going to attempt to say your last name.
Come on, you can do it. Humina.
Humina. Yes, of course. How could I not pronounce that correctly? Humina.
Humina.
Humina. You are one of my favorite people in the Alliance, and I don't have a problem telling that. There has not been a year yet that you haven't said something that I have stolen for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Last year, you told printers that if they weren't consultative, going to every RFP, every meeting as a consultative sale, like an advertising agency, that they were going to lose every single one of those new business opportunities. And pretty much 5 minutes after you said it, I started saying it, and I'm still saying it because I could not agree with you more, but I just hadn't heard that comparison to an advertising agency really resonated with me as a print customer because I came from advertising agencies. And you're 100% right. If printers thought like advertising agencies, they'd be zillionaires. So you're a really smart guy who is always looking to the future, and that is why I love speaking with you. And I'm honored to once again have Chili Publish as part of our alliance. I think this is your 3rd or 4th year. Thank you so much for your support, first of all.
It's our honor. It's our honor.
Thank you so much. So why don't you tell tell everybody who you are, a little bit about what you do and what Chili Publish is all about, and then we'll get into what you've launched at the show.
All right. My name is Kevin Humina.
Humina.
I'm a CEO and co-founder of Chili Publish. We started the company about 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years. So this is our 5th time print and Graph Expo combined, 6th time probably. And we started we created a product called Chili Publisher. And for those who are not aware what we do, we basically created a online document editor. An online document editor that is very comparable to something like InDesign or Illustrator, but it's completely configurable and it can be completely driven by APIs, which is a technical term for other developers and other solutions to basically integrate the solution and to allow non-professional or less professional users to modify print resulted templates. And that's a really interesting approach. When we came to the market, people said, oh, great, but we want the e-commerce bit around it and so on. And at that point, we were saying, no, don't worry. There is already a lot of e-commerce solutions out there in the market. We're just bringing this piece of technology that is enabling you to do this better than before. Because we do it all local. So it almost feels like you're working in a desktop application. But here it's fully online, and you control what your customers or any users in an organization could do. And then what we did is then once we had this base component, we said, okay, but there's so much more out there than just business cards. And that's what we're doing every day. All of our customers, it doesn't matter, it could be a printer, but also service providers, more and more brand owners who basically adopt this piece of technology into their core offering and then go pitch like a real agency and try to leverage that technology to obviously in the end produce print-related products and basically use the technology to increase the margin that they are making of their on their print produced products. And that's what we're trying to do.
But how do they increase their margins on it? Because
Oh,
they become
okay.
invaluable?
Well, I mean, one very hot topic today is obviously personalization. You know, forget web to print. Web to print was 10 years ago. Today, what everybody has common is personalization, and personalization increases the value. A T-shirt holding your name or holding the Printerverse is going to be more valuable to you than a generic T-shirt. A cup that's personalized, but also your print. I mean, 2 years ago, we did this campaign where we gave you your personalized beer label bottle. I don't know if you remember that. And there was actually a guy coming over and he said, you know what, I still have that bottle of beer in my man cave and I'm never going to drink it. And that's what it means. It brings more value to the products, regardless. I don't know for people who fly a lot, but if you see like people who are flying in business in all those fancy seats, they get a menu. Why not personalize those menus and say, hey, welcome back, Mr. Whoever, and enjoy your meal.
Phenomena.
Kumina, yes.
But you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, not that I fly first class a lot, but every once in a while I get over there, and they actually ask you sometimes like what you want before time.
Yeah.
So there are many opportunities for that. I actually was trying to get the airlines to do like a personalized magazine because they certainly know enough about everybody. So when you sit down, you get your own magazine, but it was too expensive. But maybe now that inkjet is out, they'll change their mind. But okay, let's talk about what you had a launch of a product here at the show.
Well, we had an improvement of the product.
Oh, okay.
So we basically unfortunately, I can't disclose the name yet, but we just closed a very major American brand as a customer, which is interesting again. I mean, this is a top 5 worldwide brand owner who's basically taking a technology that is producing print into their core ecosystem. So if you think print is that, it's not that at all. You just need to apply good technology and you need to find the right niche. And what's happening is that this brand owner is driving us all over the world, and we worked a lot on improving non-Western languages. About 11% of our business comes out of Asia, and it's really a challenge. I don't know if you're aware, but like handling documents in Chinese or Arabic or Hebrew is a completely different game. So that's a new feature. Next to that, we worked on performance. You know, always try to be better and stronger. I know it's not very sexy, but performance is important, especially when you're dealing with VDP.
That's what she said. Sorry.
It's okay. But performance is...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's still early. It's still early. Performance is important because obviously when you're trying to push through jobs and doing VDP stuff, the faster you can do that composition. And then those are some of the new features that we invested in for this show.
Before I ask you to tell everybody why they should be friends with Chili Publish, just because I think you're interesting. E-commerce, you mentioned that before. Let's just beyond Chili Publish. Why should every printer be looking to bring their business as an e-commerce?
Well, because first of all, you want to cut out the middleman. I mean, you want to create a direct relationship. Look at what Uber has done. They're one of the platforms but Facebook has done the same. What they basically all try to do is they try to bring the seller and the consumer as close as possible together, and they're using technology to do that. And in e-commerce, basically does the same. It avoids any middlemen taking their margins on it. It increases the power of the consumer because he feels he's having a direct relationship. And I think next to the e-commerce, it's not just offering the e-commerce, but it's the entire customer journey experience that you're giving to your customer and consumer. So yes, I believe everybody should do a form of e-commerce. I will give you a very interesting example. We had our yearly user event early this year in Paris. And during the keynote, I brought this example of Facebook. Facebook is investing a lot in something that's called Facebook bots. So what they're trying to do is for small business owners, they're trying to leverage these Facebook bots so that when you have a Facebook page, it can answer basic questions. Like, for example, is your store open? When are you opening tomorrow? So rather than having that one-person company having to answer all these questions, you have a bot doing it for you. And I took that example and I said, why don't we use those bots and use that for a flower business so that I could actually order flowers through that bot? But what if I could say in that chat, I could say, hey, can you please send some flowers to my girlfriend for 30 euros, and can you wish her a happy birthday? Well, automatically, Facebook knows who my girlfriend is, hopefully. They also know where she works, so you could automatically take all that data and add a personalized card to the flowers. So that's also a form of e-commerce that's completely different, that I think in this industry, people are thinking too much Vistaprint, which is fine. I mean, nothing wrong with Vistaprint, but it's really hard to compete in that space. You have to find your niche. You have to find that really small thing that you can be different in.
And I think you just illustrated exactly why everybody should be talking to Chili Publish, because the Printerverse is about learning about the people behind the logo and behind the booth number. And Kevin, year after year after year, you are pushing the conversation forward. You find ways and new ways for the people in print to look at things. You just blew my mind away with more ways that print can be integrated into the digital experience. So thank you so much. But how can people actually get in touch with Chili?
Well, they can come to our booth. Yeah, it's here. 257. We're here all week, so we'd love to have the conversation with you. More than that, we have a lot of our partners who integrate our technology here at the show. I think we have 4 or 5 partners present here.
Can you say who they are, please?
Well, it's very dangerous if I
okay,
forget
never
one.
mind. Actually, a couple of your partners mentioned you yesterday.
Oh, great,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, and we also have some customers running around here. Like, for example, JSK, Claude was here yesterday, and what they basically do is they integrated data. So they're basically based in Vegas, and they do a lot of work for the hotels and the casinos. And what they do is all these personalized membership cards and all these personalized, but it's all driven by big data, and they're combining both. So I think if you come to us, we can introduce you. We can
Go
connect
see
to
Chili
those
Publish.
people.
They're cool. My chilies. Thank you so much, Kevin. And we're going to wrap it up now. We have a panel coming up, I think, in 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes. And there's coffee there for everyone if you'd like some coffee. Thank you.
Thank
Kevin,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. I'm going to ask, you're on all my panels, right?